Actually, we should just, let's do that first.
Let's do that first. But wait. No. Is it red?
Hello, hold on a second, I'll put you on speaker. There you go. So,
All right, so we just called to order the Warren County Election Board meeting. We're calling meeting to order, and just to notice that this is going to be recorded. So once again, we'll reflect the item on the agenda, which is approving the minutes from the September 8th, 2021 meeting. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes? So moved. Thank
I'll
you, Ben.
second.
Jeff, thank you. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye opposed. All right, great. So nothing under old business. Moving on to new business. We have some people from our elections department here today to review the November 2nd, 2021 election.
Basically, everything went really smooth. We didn't have any problems with any machines or scanners or anything like that. We did have a statewide mandated recount. We completed that last Thursday, and our numbers were spot on, and we're certified precinct-wise and county-wise.
So the recount came out exactly the same.
Yep.
That's great. Absolutely.
And
Well, I
like I
wanna-
said, we're all certified, so.
Good. Well, I want to thank you both for coming and giving us that update. I'd also like to take this time during the election board meeting to just give an award to somebody who's retiring. So you would come up and we could like to say a few words.
Go ahead.
So the election board, Tricia's trying to do a very good job of chairing, but it was really a ruse to get Lisa up here so we could give her the award. Because everybody knows how the election turned out marvelously.
Well, thank you.
As Lisa has shown, and the commissioners, Trish, myself, Ben, wanted to thank Lisa publicly as much as possible for the work that she's done. I think that there are many people who work really hard in the county, and there are many people who would be considered unsung heroes, in my opinion. Lisa certainly would be at the top of that list, at least from my perspective. I don't know of anybody, I shouldn't say I don't know of anybody, there are people who certainly work hard, but there are a few people who work as hard as Lisa does to keep things going in the election office. And the fact that we get so few complaints, so few issues, so few, and that's how you gauge things in public service. I mean, it's like, we've gotten very few complaints, so they are excelling.
No news is good news, basically.
And I mean, for as controversial as elections have been, for as hard as they have been, the notion that we've gotten this far as well as we have, I think with one person in the elections office really is a testament to Lisa's hard work and incredible effort. And so the county would like to present you with this plaque and thank you for your service, and just, you couldn't have, I don't know if anybody could have done that. So,
That's right. With that, being only other order of business, do I have a motion? Certainly, sure, Ben.
Sure, I really just wanted to insert one word, which is impartiality. I have been
Yes.
blown away by the years by Lisa's impartiality. I to this day have no idea what her party is, who she supported over the years or not. It's just a non-issue. Both parties trust her implicitly, and we're gonna have some big shoes to fill because she has been one of our best. And when it comes to impartiality, which is so critically important, she's been top-notch. I mean, I looked last year at the other directors that came under fire, due to really strange even perceptions of partiality. No one even has the perception that Lisa is impartial, or that she is partial. So
Yep, 14 years. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Lisa.
Tricia? A comment here, I
Oh, I'm
know Sally
sorry.
wants to make a comment or a
Oh,
question about the
no.
elections.
Okay,
I'm good.
Okay.
great, okay.
I'll make a motion to adjourn then.
Okay, so we have a second to motion to adjourn? Okay, motion seconded. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so we will now move into the Warren County Commissioners meeting. We're going to call the meeting to order here. This meeting will be recorded. Let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance. And then following up with a moment of silence. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, again, under the announcements, this meeting is going to be recorded. The next item up on the agenda is to list the executive sessions held since last meeting. We had one on November 15th, and we had an HR representative actually at the meeting. So it was HR related, and that was the executive session's nature. The next thing that I would like to list on the agenda here, which is I'm very excited to do, is a citation of excellence. So I'm so happy to see you very well represented with your family here. And Jeff, would you mind reading that?
Sure. My pleasure. So the citation of excellence, whereas on November 5th, 2021, Warren County Sheriff's Deputy Mark Leenan responded to a heated domestic situation call, backing up the City of Warren Police Department. As an initial responder, Deputy Lennon gained access to the residence. Once inside, he found a female victim whose alleged assailant had barricaded himself with weapons in another room. Despite audible threats to any law enforcement officer and the fog of the situation, Deputy Lennon established oral communications with the defendant and established a rapport with him, ultimately talking him down from harming anyone more and took him into custody without incident. Deputy Lennon's calm demeanor, experienced and confident engagement, and ability to build rapport with a distraught individual demonstrates extreme competence. His ability to de-escalate an intense standoff saved countless man-hours and diffused a dangerous situation. His willingness to put himself in harm's way was commendable. The Sheriff and the County Commissioners, on behalf of a grateful citizenry, wish to thank Sheriff Deputy Mark Leenan for his excellence in service to Warren County.
Thank you so much. I'm very proud to be able to say that you're part of the team here in Warren County. If you would come up and I'd like to have this, accept this award, please.
I would say just really quick that this award does not surprise me in the least. Mark is someone that's very visible in the courthouse. We have a lot of interactions with him, and he has always been very patient, kind, interested, understanding, and compassionate, which is incredibly difficult in his position, and certainly one of the best. So thank you.
You're a real example for us.
Well, this is a great Thanksgiving meeting, isn't it?
I guess, huh?
Leading into the holidays with positive stuff.
We need to hand out more awards, right?
Yeah, we gotta start into, wow.
That's what we should do. Next in the announcements is just the announcement that the 2022 budget will be out for public review on December 1st. So we've worked through a lot of the details there, and so we'll have that news notice in the paper, and we'll have a copy ready for those individuals who physically come in and want to take a look at it.
And we'll be putting out a news release very soon, probably by the end of the day, related to the preliminary budget being released. And just a couple of really quick points. It doesn't involve any increase in taxes. There's no new taxes in the budget. The budget is balanced. The health insurance costs have remained flat. The county, although it's expecting a reduction in its ARC payment, which is its pension obligation, that will actually decline, which is a good thing. The cost of the county is less.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
I was just, yay.
Yay.
This is just a good news meeting. I don't know what.
Go home after this.
Yeah. I'm like, this will be a memorable one for 2021, I think. The county is still awaiting the final contract with the unions, so that'll make an effect on the budget, but the budget should remain balanced regardless of the outcome of that. And then the allocation, there's an allocation for the creation of a land bank for next year of Act 13 funds. So all of those are very positive pieces to be released in that budget.
I'd like to thank you, Lisa, for all your work. I know there was a lot of changes and new system setups and those types of things, and you went through everything with a fine-tooth comb, and I really appreciate your efforts and your work.
Yes, I would second that and say that this was easily the best budget cycle that we've had, in my opinion, and it's largely due to Lisa and Riley.
A round of applause.
So moving on to the next item on the agenda is the public comment. There are a few people here from the public. I didn't know if anyone wanted to make any general comments at this juncture. Okay. All right, thank you. Now we'll move on to the consent agenda. And the first line of item there is the minutes of November 10th from 2021. You'll see them in your packet. If there are any comments, corrections, or changes to those minutes?
That's fine.
If not, could I get a motion to approve those minutes?
Usually we do.
Oh, that's right, we do it all together. That's right. Got it, thank you. Next on the list is the finance report. Lisa?
As of today, we have $5,162,062 and $3,917,083 of that is in the general fund. We have paid back any tax anticipation or savings borrowing. I've been sitting with the auditor today working on the final details of the audit, so we should be seeing that in the next couple of weeks. And we've talked a lot about starting sooner in 2022 on the 2021. And I think we'll be prepared for that largely due to a lot of changes that you just discussed that we've made. So our finances are doing well. I put the ARP and EREP amounts on the report as well, just so you're aware of what's sitting in those accounts.
Great, thank you. All right, so attached for us is, in front of us are 3 proclamations. One is No to Violence Against Women. The second relates specifically to the Thanksgiving holiday, and then the third is Small Business Saturday. So moving to the first, we had actually had a photo shoot with Zonta of Warren this morning in around 10 o'clock, and it was, we presented the proclamation to them at that time. But I'd like to read it in any event, just in support of their efforts. Whereas the crime of violence against women and girls continues to be the most pervasive human rights violation and a global epidemic, is due to systemic use of physical, emotional, verbal, sexual, psychological, and economic controls and/or abuse, does not know any national nor cultural barriers, and affects millions of women and girls of all races and socioeconomic backgrounds in peacetime and conflict. Violates an individual's privacy, dignity, security, and humanity, results in serious short-term and long-term physical, sexual, and reproductive and mental health problems, including increased vulnerability to HIV, And according to the UN Women, as COVID-19 cases continue to strain health services, essential services such as domestic violence shelters and helplines have reached capacity, and more needs to be done to prioritize addressing violence against women and COVID-19 response and recovery efforts. And the World Health Organization estimates that 1 in 3, 35% of women worldwide have experienced physical and/or sexual violence. According to UNICEF, around 120 million girls under the age of 20 worldwide, 1 in about 10, have experienced forced intercourse or forced sexual acts, and more than 650 million women alive today were married as children, and 12 million girls are married before the age of 18 each year. According to the Global Report on Trafficking in Persons by the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, the most common form of human trafficking, 79%, is sexual exploitation. And more than 200 million girls and women alive today have undergone female genital mutilation in the countries where the practice is concentrated. The World Health Organization estimates Zonta is a leading global organization of professionals with more than 28,000 members in 62 countries working together to make a gender equality a worldwide reality for women and girls, and has continued to help achieve a world free of violence against women and girls for more than 100 years. And during the 16 days of activism, November 23rd, 25th through December 10th, the Zonta Club of Warren, Pennsylvania, along with all Zonta clubs, is encouraged to take part in the Zonta Says No to Violence Against Women campaign and take local, national, and international actions to influence the making and implementation of laws, as well as changing gender-based attitudes and behaviors to end violence against women. Now, therefore, we, the Commissioners of Warren County, do hereby proclaim November 25th, 2021 through December 10th, 2021 as Zonta Says No to Violence Against Women, Warren, Pennsylvania, and encourages all residents to prevent gender-based violence by educating the community on its harm, to advocate for survivors of gender-based violence, and to act in service of their behalf. Adopted this 24th day of November 2021. Jeff, would you be so kind as to read the Thanksgiving proclamation?
Shall. Thanksgiving 2021. Whereas in July 1620, more than 100 pilgrims boarded the Mayflower, fleeing religious persecution and seeking freedom and opportunity in a new and unfamiliar place. These dauntless souls arrived in Plymouth, Massachusetts in the freezing cold of December 1620. They were greeted by sickness and severe weather and quickly lost 46 of their fellow travelers. Those who endured the incredible hardship of their first year in America, however, had many reasons for gratitude. They had survived. They were free, and with the help of the Wampanoag tribe and a bountiful harvest, they were regaining their health and strength. And thanks to God for these blessings, the new governor of the Plymouth colony, William Bradford, proclaimed a day of Thanksgiving and gathered with the Wampanoag tribe for 3 days of celebration. For the next 2 centuries, many individual colonies and states, primarily in the Northeast, carried on the tradition of fall Thanksgiving festivities, but each state celebrated it on a different day and sometimes on an occasional basis. It was not until 1863 that the holiday was celebrated on one day nationwide. In the aftermath of the Battle of Gettysburg, of one of the bloodiest battles of our nation's Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln proclaimed that the country would set aside one day to remember its many blessings. In the midst of a civil war of unequaled magnitude and severity, President Lincoln proclaimed, "We recall the bounties which are so constantly enjoyed that we are prone to forget the source from which they come." Today, we continue to celebrate Thanksgiving with a grateful and charitable spirit. When we open our hearts and extend our hands to those in need, we show humility for the bountiful gifts we have received. This Thanksgiving, in addition to rejoicing in precious time spent with loved ones, let us find ways to serve and encourage each other in both word and deed. We also offer a special word of thanks for the brave men and women of our armed forces, many of whom must celebrate this holiday separated from the ones for whom they are most thankful. Now therefore be it resolved that the Warren County Commissioners hereby proclaim November 25th, 2021 as Thanksgiving Day in Warren County, Pennsylvania.
Thank you. And then lastly, a proclamation regarding Small Business Saturday. Whereas according to the United States Small Business Administration, there are 31.7 million small businesses in the United States, and nearly half of all Americans are employed by small businesses. And studies have shown that supporting the growth of small businesses produce the majority of economic growth in a community, and that entrepreneurs and small businesses stimulate job creation, develop critical innovation, and promotes diversification of local economies. And small businesses are the backbone of Warren County's economy, and the local small businesses support our community in the way of wages, taxes, donations to local schools, and charities. Whereas the County of Warren supports our local businesses that create jobs, boosts our local economy, and preserves our community. Now therefore, we the Commissioners of Warren County do proclaim November 27th as Small Business Saturday, and we urge all residents to make a special effort to support our small businesses on Small Business Saturday and all year long. Adopted this 24th day of November 2021. Forget in the Christmas holiday to support Small Business Saturday. Those are all of the items on the consent agenda. Could I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Make that motion?
Could I have a second? Thank you, Ben. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, moving on. Old business, there are no other line items under old business. So moving on to new business, we have a notice to award the library renovation project.
No way.
I know.
No.
Da-da-da.
I'd just like to thank the commissioners for applying for this Keystone Recreation Parks and Conservation Fund grant for libraries, since libraries are not able to apply for them themselves, and for allowing Lori to spend as much time as she has on this grant working with us. And we are so excited to finally be able to get this project underway that was supposed to have started in May. So thank you very much.
I appreciate it. I look forward to seeing the resulting changes. So thank you, and we look forward to it.
Thank you.
Great. Next item under new business is approval of.
So we're gonna.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's
Contract.
vote on that.
So I'd make a motion to approve the notice to award for the Warren Public Library improvements, the general construction work as presented, which,
So there's 4 contracts.
yeah, there's
Okay.
multiple,
ahead.
so I'm just making a
There's one
motion.
for the electrical construction and technology, and that's to A and MP Electric out of Guys Mills, PA, and that's for $367,800. There's one to Fred L. Burns, Inc. from Shippensville, PA, for the general construction work, and their contract is for $641,045. Citadel Services out of Jamestown received 2 of the contracts. One was for plumbing work in the amount of $41,640, and then also for the mechanical construction, which includes HVAC, for $331,215. I didn't add them, but those are the contracts that are being awarded for this work, and the library will match those amounts.
All right. So we've had a motion from Jeff, and I believe a second from Ben.
Yep.
Okay. All right. All those in favor for the notice to award library renovation project signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, so just one really quick question. Do we have any kind of general estimate of what the difference was from the target to what the contract award is? Because that got mixed up in communication. I just was curious.
The original estimate was close to $400,000 less.
Okay, so even with this award, there was additional fundraising that had to be done. And,
Oh, yes.
Yeah, in order to accommodate that. But that was within a range that you were willing to accept.
Correct.
Okay.
Good. Thank you. All right, the next item is approval of the Homeland Security Federal Fiscal Year 2021 State Homeland Security Grant Program Agreement. So this comes. The award amount is from Pima to Warren County is $312,380. The term is from September 1, 2021 through November 30th, 2024. And the period of performance is from September 1, 2021 to August 31st, 2024. Do I have a motion to,
Make a motion to accept the agreement with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security State Homeland Security Grant Program.
Second.
second that? Okay, all those,
And just to state, this is a routine
yes, this is,
thing that we do. So this
I
is-
don't know if the amount has changed from year to year, but I think it's pretty close to the same ballpark, so. All right,
It does go down, but we're receiving the money, so, I mean, we're gonna take what they're gonna give us, right?
right. We will format our expenditures to, you know, what we need to do to match this grant.
Ben, if you send a letter complaining, they'll listen to you, right?
They will.
Okay.
Actually, this may be a good time to note that FEMA has announced they're reducing our EMA funds going forward and more or less giving it to Forest County. So that'll be, it's interesting, they don't really have much of an EMA office.
Yeah.
I don't think I think it'll end up washing out budgetarily because we'll just end up subcontracting work from them. So hopefully just be a wash, but the funding formula is changing.
Okay. All right, I have a motion to approve, and I believe I had a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
All right.
Okay, any opposed? Okay. So just in closing here, any commissioners' comments?
Can't wait. I can taste the turkey right now. I can literally taste it. I can't wait.
Turkey tasting, all right. With no other,
Can't wait to be back there working with you.
are you sure about that, Ben? All right, well, that said, do I have a motion for adjournment?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, thank you,
Thanksgiving.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.